And for more on this now, we're now joined by Thami Madliwa. She is the Secretary of the Eastern Cape Hemp Producers Association, and she joins us via our telephone line. Thami, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. Perhaps let's start off here. How difficult has it been to be a hemp farmer without any assistance?
Good evening, Bali. Thank you for having me. Good evening to all the viewers at home. It has been a very difficult situation when we are talking hemp, as it was even difficult to make money through it during the time of research. But there is a potential for hemp in the whole country.
And when you talk about, the call you are making to government for assistance, what type of assistance do you need from government?
As you know, this is an infant industry when we're talking hemp, not the same as marijuana. We haven't been planting to get any kind of money. That is, we're not making money. The business was not there when we're doing research. So what we need from government is a huge capital injection that will cover the primary production, that is cultivation, with the machinery, tractors, planters, harvesters. When we are talking of those, we do not have a planter that is suitable for hemp in the country. But there is a potential that there will be people that are able to manufacture those for us. And then when we're talking of harvesters, different harvesters, whether you harvest seed or you harvest flour or you harvest stock, we have none as the country, so it has to be bought from abroad. Then as those resource-poor farmers, the farmers that have been there only concentrating on research, we do not have such funds to buy those. And it goes further to go to the machinery needed for the primary processing that we can be doing from the farm, because we are not looking at the situation where we are going to plant, cultivate, and then harvest, give it to the person that is in need. No, there should be part of the processing that is happening on our farms to make sure that we are providing more for ourselves and providing more for our children, to try and have ways of making money and ways of making more business to other people.
And Thami, before this plea was made to government, how have you managed to operate up until now?
Previously, we were partly at the very beginning of the research that started in 1999. From 1999 up, I think up until 2003, the provincial government, that is the Eastern Cape government, was helping in the research, especially for cultivation. Some sites were fenced and some tractors were bought, and including the machinery for processing. If you can hear, they are talking about CSIR doing something on the fiber and the fiber composites. That project started at that time of 1999. The machinery that was there, it was bought by government. So what happened? Any area that we couldn't have a machinery and couldn't have the support, because the support was for a shorter period, we did things on our own, including the planting. We would use our hands to plant because there is no tractor-driven planter. As is the case with the plantation that you once saw on pictures from Fort Cox. That site was planted by hand, but when we were there during the training, we were more than 100, so it was easy for us all to be on the field and then plant the seed. So most of the things that we're doing them manually, and we were actually not selling but bartering. You would come and say, I want seed or I want stock from you, then we'll give you the stock. In return, maybe you will give us money for seed or for fertilizer for the future planting season.
And from a business point of view, I mean, what would you say is the potential for hemp? Also, trying to address the issues around the high unemployment rate we have in this country.
Wow. When we're talking hemp, we're talking something that is totally, whilst it looks the same, but it's totally different from marijuana. Hemp is a cannabis plant that is for industry. We can come up with more than 50,000 manufacturing industries that we can get from hemp, foods, medicinal products, furniture, bricks, a number of things that can happen. And then when you are, and also that includes the primary cultivation, the primary production of the raw material. There we are having 3 people manning 1 hectare. If we're talking, for instance, 5 hectares, we're talking of 15 people for the season. And then when we're talking harvesting, we're talking people more because there will be seasonal people. When you're harvesting, normally you need more people. So there is a potential. In fact, when you are looking at hemp, we're looking at something that will replace the jobs that were lost during the time of having less of stability with the mines. And if we can have the support that we want our government to have. In fact, I was once saying our president should have maybe said, I am putting down 1 billion or 2 billion for the starting of this industry in support of everybody involved, because the banks are not easily happy to give anybody in the space a loan or whatever to start the business. But when you are talking employment, we are talking lots of people that could be employed in different areas of the whole industry.
And ma'am, maybe also if you can just give us an insight in terms of the response, what has been the response from businesses when it comes to them seeking hemp from you as a farmer?
We had people that were businesses, Cape Town, Johannesburg. Those are 2 strong areas where people would come to us even during the time of the research. They would be looking for hemp seed, hemp oil. They would be looking for stock, fiber, for textile. So those people were actually importing what they want. Then when we came in, they wanted to look at what we have and see if they can use it. There is a potential that more businesses would come. There are still even now businesses that would come and approach us. Take for instance now in the Eastern Cape, we are having Medical South Africa. Medical is looking for hemp flower, and they will be looking for something else, but closer to whatever that is coming from hemp. That is a big industry that is able to say, they are in here and they are looking for to invest up to $1 billion in this industry. So there are so many, and there are others that are coming, are trying to approach us. They want to, if they can see us planting the whole province, I think they will be confident to say, we are coming, we are working with you. We do have SMEs that we created during the time of the research. Those SMEs are becoming businesses on their own now, and they are looking for the feedstock from us. So the potential is there. And what is good with our association, Eastern Cape Hemp Producers Association, it is not only for black people, no. We are all South Africans are there, and luckily enough, when I'm saying that, I'm not just talking because it's what we wish for. I'm talking that as we speak, we have whites as members of the association. We have Indians, colored, Khoi and Sens. Everybody is there, and it is going to be the same. We are non-partisan. We are non-sexist. We don't have age limits. We have youth in cannabis that we created within us. Females, males are within, and that talks also to the businesses that we want to invite and or rather say to attract to come and work with us.
Ma'am, thank you so much for your time and for giving us that insight. That is Thami Madliwa. She is the Secretary of the Eastern Cape Hemp Producers Association.